Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Praise be to the Lord.
Now and forever.
Now and forever.
I really love your,
Now and forever.
me encanta su ánimo, o sea, now forever. Me encanta ese ánimo. Y es plenas 1:13 de la tarde. Wow. Okay, guys, we're going to continue with our reviews. Now we have the review for spelling, right? And we are going to see the review for phrase and prepositional phrase. Those topics, the topics we're going to see during this week, okay, are just review. We're going to review and review and review in that same method. We're going to watch some videos, we're going to share some answers, and we're going to watch again the exercises from the book just to have the same answer, people, right? Just remember, please enter to Imagine Learning and work in the exercises that appear in there. Okay, remember, you have to continue working 30 minutes per day, 30 minutes, no more, only 30 minutes. Have a chronometer in there. Watch your watch in the room, in your bedroom, wherever. Only 30 minutes, people. Okay, only 30 minutes. So we're going to start to watch some videos to remember what is a prepositional and preposition, a phrase and prepositional phrase. So please pay attention.
Today, we're going to learn about prepositional phrases. But first, we want to hear what you have to share. 8-year-old Elizabeth from Wyoming watched our ancient Egypt video and said, I like the videos you make. I enjoyed learning about the pyramids. Yeah, the pyramids are amazing, aren't they? 5-year-old Hudson from North Carolina said, I like bats. They squeak and fly at night. I like Batman too. That is so awesome. And finally, 12-year-old Brennan from Oklahoma City watched our brain video and said, thank you so much. I learned how helpful and powerful my brain is. That is so cool. The brain is an amazing organ of the body. It's true. It's so powerful. Be sure and watch this video to the end to learn how you too could be featured on one of our videos. Well, as we mentioned earlier, today we are going to learn about prepositional phrases. Do you know what those are? Prepositional phrases. You're about to understand them. They are very cool. They are very, very cool. Prepositional phrases are incredible. Once you know them, everyone's going to be like, what? You know what that is? And you'll be like, yep, prepositional phrases. I got it. I watched the video. Before we learn that, we have to answer this question. What are prepositions? We can't know what a prepositional phrase is without knowing what prepositions are. Well, prepositions are connecting words. It's pretty simple. They're connecting words. Prepositions are connecting words that act like bridges, like this bridge. Whoa, wow, what a cool bridge, a wooden bridge. A bridge connects from one side to the next, and in a similar way, prepositions are connecting words. They're like bridges in the word kingdom. Mr. Whiskers, what are you doing up right now? You're supposed to be shaving. You're supposed to, you're supposed to stay up during the night, and sleep during the day, and I don't know what's going on with your internal clock. We're in the middle of talking about prepositions, how prepositions are like bridges. They're like the bridges of the word kingdom. They connect. They're connecting words. They're great words. And I'm in the middle of the review. Listen, if you'll just hold up, we'll play with the special bouncy ball, okay? And the little thing with the string, and the little feather, you'll think you're attacking a bird, okay? Can you just wait just a moment? So, prepositions are like bridges that connect a noun to the rest example, we went fishing with Ben. With is the preposition because it's connecting Ben to the rest of the sentence. We went fishing with Ben. It's connecting Ben with the idea of going fishing. We went fishing with Ben. With is a connecting word, a bridge. The word with is a preposition. Now, sometimes a preposition is at the beginning of a sentence, but it still comes before a noun, connecting that noun to the rest of the sentence. Look at this example. After dinner, she read a book. The word after is a preposition. It's connecting the word dinner, the noun, to the rest of the sentence. She read a book. After dinner, she read a book. It's still a connecting word. It's still a bridge word. It's a preposition, even though it's at the beginning of the sentence. Prepositions can show things like time, place, and movement. Cool. Yeah, they're really interesting words that can do a whole lot. If you want to learn more about prepositions, we have a video that's pretty cool that talks about prepositions in more detail. After this video, you'll see a button that you can click to go straight to this video, and we'll share more about the different types of prepositions and things like that. But for now, what you need to know is prepositions are connecting words. Okay, so what is a prepositional phrase? We know that a preposition is a bridge word, a connecting word, but what is a prepositional phrase? Well, a prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with the preposition and ends with something called the object of the preposition. Remember this sentence from earlier? We went fishing with Ben. Remember, the word with is the preposition because it's connecting the noun, which is the word Ben, to the rest of the sentence. Now, this is so cool. Do you see this noun that comes after the preposition, this word Ben? This is called the object of the preposition. The noun that follows the preposition is always called the object of the preposition. Now remember, a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. So in our sentence, the prepositional phrase is with Ben. With Ben, with is the preposition, so it starts the phrase, and the object of the preposition ends the phrase. So the prepositional phrase only has how many words? Yeah, 2 words. The prepositional phrase is with Ben. Remember, a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. Okay, let's give this one a try. They traveled to the beach. They traveled to the beach. Well, the word to is the preposition here. It's the connecting word that's connecting beach to the rest of the sentence. They traveled. Okay, which word is the object of the preposition? Yeah, just say the word. Yeah, beach. Beach is the object of the preposition. It's the noun that is following the preposition. That means the prepositional phrase is to the beach. There are 3 words in this prepositional phrase. Remember, a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. Prepositions are like bridges that connect a noun to the rest of the sentence. Sometimes a preposition appears at the beginning of a sentence, followed by the object of the preposition, which is just the noun that follows the preposition, and then the rest of the sentence. Look at this sentence. Outside the window, the birds are singing. Outside the window is the prepositional phrase. The word outside starts the phrase out because it is the preposition. And the word window is the object of the preposition, ending the prepositional phrase. Pretty simple. Wouldn't it be funny if the birds outside the window singing were these? I mean, oh my goodness, pelicans are awesome, and they actually don't sing. They just make sounds like ah, ah, ah. And if you don't believe me, listen, look it up. Look it up online, all right? Listen to the sounds they make. Ah, ah, ah. Let's get back to prepositional phrases. We're going to give one final example, and in this one, the preposition is more in the middle of the sentence instead of at the beginning. They swim during the summer. They swim during the summer. During the summer is the prepositional phrase. During is the preposition, so it starts the prepositional phrase, and summer is the object of the preposition ending the prepositional phrase. So the prepositional phrase has three words: during the summer. Okay, we're in space. Well, a prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with the preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. Wow, there you go. A prepositional phrase. Now you know what that means. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time and learned a lot about prepositional phrases, and we hope you'll join us again soon because we don't want the learning to end here.
So, you made it to the end of the video. You are awesome. Remember the kids' comments? We promised you we would share how you too could be featured on one of our videos.
Okay, guys. We're going at least one video more that remember what is just prepositions. Okay.
Hey, grammarians, let's talk about prepositional phrases, what they are and how they're used, their care and feeding, you know. So a prepositional phrase, simply speaking, is anything that follows a preposition, frankly. So if we look at the sentence, Danielle blew the horn with the strength of a giant. Quick little doodle there. There's Danielle blowing the horn with the strength of a giant. So this part, with the strength of a giant, is a prepositional phrase. Actually, it's two prepositional phrases, because there's with the strength and then of a giant. What is a prepositional phrase? It is a word chunk that begins with a preposition. So with is a preposition, of is a preposition, and this entire thing with the strength of a giant is one prepositional phrase altogether, composed of two smaller ones. And what's cool is you can use prepositional phrases in a couple of different ways. You can use them as nouns. You can use them as adverbs. And you can use them as adjectives. So we've got two different examples here, just even within this first sentence here. So Danielle blew the horn with the strength of a giant. How did she blow the horn? With the strength of a giant. Right? So she blew the horn with the strength of a giant. So with the strength of a giant, this prepositional phrase is modifying the verb blew. You can really see, like, her hair is being blown back just by the strength of this. Right? So this whole thing together is being treated as an adverb. But if we look at the word strength, strength is being modified by of a giant. So this is a noun, right? The word strength is a noun. But this of a giant thing is modifying it. So this part is actually behaving as an adjective. Kind of cool, right? Let's look at some more examples. To steal the Queen's diamonds would be a terrible crime. This is actually something we'd call, in addition to being a prepositional phrase, this is something we'd call an infinitive. The verb to steal, when it's presented like this with the to form, never conjugates. It's not affected by time, so it's kind of infinitive and infinite. But we're treating this whole thing as a noun, right? Because to steal the queen's diamonds is kind of all being considered one thing, this big old prepositional phrase. Would, right? To steal the queen's diamonds would be a terrible crime. So this prepositional phrase is acting like a noun. Let's try another one. I don't know what that is. I just made it up. Let's pay attention to how the prepositional phrase of glass works in the rest of the sentence. You know, what part of this is it attached to? It's not I of glass or enjoy of glass. It's the cathedral of glass. And that means that this of glass thing is describing cathedral. A cathedral is a place or a structure, so it's a noun, right? So if of glass is modifying this noun, that would make it an adjective. So of glass here, this prepositional phrase, is behaving like an adjective. Prepositional phrases can be really powerful and really elegant and really cool. Like in Hamlet, in the to be or not to be speech, Hamlet describes death as the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. And bourne is an early modern English word meaning like boundary. What Hamlet is saying in this soliloquy is that death is a mystery. People don't come back from it. And I think that's like a really powerful use of a prepositional phrase, right? All of this is
Can I go to a restaurant, please?
country in a way that undiscovered is also doing. So country is being modified from both sides, which is really cool. And it imbues the word country with a really strange power. But you have to be careful because you can set yourself up for a lot of ambiguity with prepositional phrases. You may remember this terrible joke from Mary Poppins. One man says, "I knew a man with a wooden leg named Smith." Other guy says, "But what was the name of his other leg?" Like it's silly, but it's a good way to indicate where confusion can arise with prepositional phrases. You know, so I would say generally that the solution to a problem like this is to just put the named Smith part earlier in the sentence. I knew a man named Smith who had a wooden leg. Maybe lose the prepositional phrase. That solves the problem. What I'm trying to say is prepositional phrases are very powerful, but you have to be careful about how you use them, because if you're not careful, you can create confusion or ambiguity. Anyway, you can learn anything. Sorry for the terrible Cockney accent. David out.
Welcome. Today we're going to talk about prepositions, prepositional phrases, what they are, how to identify them.
Hey, grammarians, let's talk about prepositional phrases and what they are and how they're used. There.
Hello to all my beautiful people out there. This is your friend Ashish and I'm back with another interesting lesson. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you what is a prepositional phrase. What is a prepositional phrase? How to use it? What does it do in a sentence? We'll learn everything about it. Make sure you watch the lesson till the end. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. Let's do it. So before we guys understand what is a prepositional phrase, it's important that we understand what is a preposition and what is a phrase. So let us start with understanding what is a preposition. A preposition is a word that shows a relationship of a noun or a pronoun with another part of a sentence. And some common prepositions are in, on, at, for, from, by, of, with, and to. There are so many prepositions we have in English, but these are the common prepositions that we use in our daily lives. Now let us understand what is a phrase. A phrase is nothing but a group of words that does not have the subject-verb combination, that does not contain the subject-verb combination. So the important thing to understand here is that it does not include both the subject and the verb. It does not have the subject Now let us understand what is a prepositional phrase. So guys, a prepositional phrase is a phrase that starts with a preposition and is followed by the object of the preposition. And between the preposition and the object of the preposition are words that modify the object of the preposition. And the reason why it's interesting is that it does not work as a preposition in a sentence. Though it is a prepositional phrase, it does not work as a preposition in a sentence. Then what does it work as? It works either as an adjective in a sentence or an adverb. Now let us take some examples and understand this. So we'll take some examples of prepositional phrases working as an adjective in a sentence. Example number 1, the guy in the blue shirt is my friend. So in the blue shirt is my prepositional phrase starting with the preposition in, and shirt is the object of this preposition. The and blue are modifying words that are modifying the noun shirt. So this whole phrase in the blue shirt is modifying the noun guy, is giving information about which guy in the blue shirt. So though it's a prepositional phrase, but it's working as an adjective in the sentence. The guy in the blue shirt is my friend. Let's look at the next example. The book under the table was gifted to me last week. So under the table is my prepositional phrase starting with the preposition under, and table is the object of this preposition. So this complete phrase under the table is giving information about the noun book. It's helping us to identify the book. Which book are we talking about? The book under the table. So prepositional phrases that work as an adjective in a sentence answer the question which. They help us to identify the noun in a sentence. Let us look at the next example. A message from her will make his day. So from her is my prepositional phrase that's starting with the preposition from, and her is the object of the preposition. So the object of the preposition can either be a noun or a pronoun. So her is the pronoun here, right? From her is the prepositional phrase starting with the preposition from. So from her is modifying the noun message. Which message? A message from her will make his day. Not any message will make his day. A message from her will make his day. So from her is a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition from, but modifying the noun message. Which message? From her. Now let us take some examples of prepositional phrases working as an adverb in a sentence. She will meet me after the class. So after the class is my prepositional phrase, after is the preposition, and class is the object of the preposition. And this entire phrase is working as an adverb here because it is giving information about the verb meet. She will meet me. When? After the class. So it's telling us when will the action happen. She will meet me when? After the class. Let's look at the next example. I meditate in the morning. So in the morning is my prepositional phrase starting with the preposition in. Now, this is giving information about the verb meditate. It is telling us about the time of the action. When do I meditate? I meditate in the morning. So in the morning is my prepositional phrase, but working as an adverb in the sentence, modifying the verb meditate. Let's look at the next example. Monu is throwing a party at his place. So at his place is my prepositional phrase starting with the preposition at, and place is the object of this preposition. Now this phrase at his place is working as an adverb and modifying the verb throwing. Monu is throwing a party. Where? At his place. So it's giving information about the place of the action. Monu is throwing a party where? At his place. So guys, we just have seen a prepositional phrase starts with a preposition and is followed by the object of the preposition. And it works either as an adjective or an adverb in a sentence. So that is about today's lesson, guys. I hope you really enjoyed watching this lesson. I hope now you know what is a prepositional phrase and you can teach it to others as well. Now, before teaching it to others, learn it yourself. And if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you very soon with a new topic. Keep learning. Have fun. I'm out. Bye.
Okay, guys, let's go to the page number 247.
Good morning.
247, everybody. Jimena, I know you are in a car. I know. Don't worry, okay? You can do it later. You can check it later. Okay, just to remember, people, a preposition is a word that shows the connections between other words in a sentence. Some prepositions are used to show time, location, and direction. Other prepositions such as with and about provide detail. So we have some examples in there. The number one said it's about time. We play until bedtime. That is the preposition, until. About location, the dog sleeps on his own bed. On, it's another preposition, preposition of location. Direction, she walked into the corner store. That is another preposition. Detail, the dog with the pink collar is mine. A preposition of detail is with. So we have the exercises in there. The number one, my friends and I build a doghouse in the backyard. The preposition is in, right? And it's location. The number two, on the doghouse, we paint a house a white bone. It's talking about location too. We worked throughout the afternoon. It's a preposition of time. We stopped once and drank lemonade with ice. Is detail. My dog Oscar, I never heard somebody in the world name a dog Oscar. No one. My dog Oscar had always led with me. With is a preposition. It's about location. I can see the doghouse from my window. It's about direction. Its entrance faces toward the house. It's talking about direction. The elm tree will provide a shared shade during the summer. During is the preposition. Time is, it's a preposition of time. But what about prepositional phrases? Okay, I'm on page number 248. A prepositional phrase adds information to a sentence. It can tell where, when, or how, or it can add detail also. It begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun. The noun or pronoun is the object of the preposition, right? Now let's see an example of a prepositional phrase. Holly is the feature editor for our local newspaper. So where? That is where? For our local newspaper. Where? She became editor in 2011 or 2011. It's talking about when? In 2011. When? She writes her stories on the computer. How? Right? On the computer. It's how. She often writes stories about dogs and cats. About dogs and cats, it's about a detail. So we have the exercise in there. Number one, Hall interviews several people about their pets. About their pets is the prepositional phrase. Pets, detail. She walked throughout the neighborhood. Throughout the neighborhood. Neighborhood, where is the prepositional phrase. Throughout the neighborhood. During her interviews, she discovered some interesting facts. During the interviews is the prepositional phrase. Interviews. When? She also took photos with her camera. With her camera is a prepositional phrase. Camera, how, right? How. One dog can jump 10 feet off the ground. Off the ground is the prepositional phrase. Ground, where? The number 6. To her amazement, she even saw one dog smile. Amazement, detail, right? To her amazement is the prepositional phrase. The number 7. One cat with very white teeth helps advertise for toothbrushes. With very white teeth is the prepositional phrase. Teeth, it's a detail, right? And the number 8. By Tuesday afternoon, Holly had written her article. By Tuesday afternoon is the prepositional phrase. The detail is afternoon and it's when. And the last one, how to combine prepositional phrase or prepositional phrases to combine sentences. A prepositional phrase can be used to combine 2 sentences. Short sentences, my dog loves his treats. He has one in the morning and the night. That is a short sentence. Combining the sentences. My dog loves his treats in the morning and the night. Let's see the exercises that appear in there. Our dog Fritz loves to look out the window. The window is in our living room. I have 2 sentences in there. To combine it, our dog Fritz loves to look out the window in our living room. The number 2, Fritz barks at the mail carrier. The mail carrier is by the front door. So combining, Fritz barks at the mail carrier by the front door. Number 3, Fritz and I play with the ball. We play in the yard. So combining the sentences, Fritz and I play with the ball in the yard. Number 4, I take Fritz for a walk. He walks alone in the river. Combining, I take Fritz for a walk along the river. Number 5, Fritz chased a squirrel at the park. The squirrel ran up a tree. Combining, Fritz chased a squirrel up a tree at the park. And the last one, Fritz jumped into the water to fetch a stick. He jumped over the bench. Combining, Fritz jumped over a bench into the water to fetch a stick. Okay, guys. Tomorrow. Okay, pay attention for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will see you at 7 o'clock. Okay? At 8:20, we don't have classes. Why? Because you have to prepare to change your clothes and put on your uniform, your formal uniform, uniforme de gala. I will see you at 8:55 in the morning because the event starts at 9 o'clock. Okay? Everybody with the complete uniform, please.
The idea is the same.
No, I will tell it. Don't worry about that. We are going to have a meeting about how we're going to make it with IDs and passwords and all of that. So don't worry about that. I will tell it on the night, okay? Will be also the same or maybe will be on Google Meet, okay? So don't worry. I will tell it during the day, during the hours. But the most important thing, I want to see you tomorrow with a uniform. Please, not at 7 o'clock with a uniform. At 7 o'clock, you can use normal clothes, but at 8:20, I will leave that hour to you to take a shower, to eat your dinner, breakfast, sorry, and dress up your formal uniform. Okay? The event starts at 9 o'clock. I will see you at 8:55. Please start to imagine learning and work in Imagine Learning in the English lab. Okay, today you don't have homework. You don't have homework, so you can work a lot on Imagine Learning. Because I already see it and many of you didn't enter in 3 weeks. No han entrado en 3 semanas. Muchos. Así que por favor, si no quiere tener 0 en su nota, entre. Okay? So people, I will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Bye bye, take care. Have a nice. Ajá.
Vamos a tener spelling.
Yeah, no, not today. It's only for the people who want the spelling bee. I won't have spelling right now because I didn't send you the list. Okay? I will send you during the afternoon the list, and I will meet you only with the 3 persons who already want the spelling bee. Lais, Dana, Valeria, and Fatima. Okay? I will meet you tomorrow. I will see you what hour. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye, Mr.
Bye, mister.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Drink coffee, eat coffee.